So welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are here today for Q&A Sunday. Finally, we are back. I know it's been probably, like 3 weeks now since the last one, but we're back with some questions. So we've got some GTA 5 in the background. I've thoroughly been enjoying playing it. The reason I picked it up, I mean, I did play the PS3 version, but the PS4 version, the whole first person, I love first person games. So I'm pretty much playing the whole game again, but in first person. You'll see a lot of that in this video. I hope you guys do enjoy it. Please do keep submitting some questions over at officialtruebits.com. Hope you guys had a happy Thanksgiving or a happy Thursday if you're not in America. But anyway, into the questions for today. So the first one is from Mathis, the coolest. He says, "Hey TTB, I was going to say, can you upload series of NBA 2K15? It will be nice of you. Greetings from Avon." I don't have NBA 2K15. You know, I do enjoy basketball games, don't get me wrong. I got 2K13 and 14, but I tend to play my player, the only mode I play, and then I play one season and I sort of stop playing it. Because the seasons are so long, you know, it's tedious to play like 80 odd games, and I do like to play all of them. So unfortunately, I'm not going to upload them, and it's not really my forte. I mean, I'm not a commentator for NBA. I mean, I have no idea who half the people are. I know the main, you know, Durant and James and, you know, Wade and all them people. But when it comes to other people, I'd be completely oblivious, so it just wouldn't be worth it. Next up from Chris John. He says, who is better, Messi or Ronaldo? And also, who is your favourite goalkeeper? Well, I've answered this 1,000 times, and it really is personal preference. Messi's good at keeping the ball close to his feet. He seems to score a lot more simpler goals than Ronaldo. Ronaldo, on the other hand, you know, he's got to do a step over every time he gets the ball, because he's just like that. He's phenomenally quick, if that's even a word. And he scores a range of goals, you know, volleys, headers, all around. So, I mean, they're even Stevens right now. Messi showed what he can do in the Champions League. He's just broken the record in that and also La Liga. So, I'd probably say right now they're neck and neck. And, you know, it's great to have two quality players basically around at the same time, which you don't normally have. And my favourite goalkeeper, I don't really know, to be honest with you. There's a lot of decent goalies out there. You know, Buffon used to be #1 in the world pretty much, didn't he? But, you know, he's getting a little bit older now. I think Neuer is probably one of the best goalies out there because he's such a big goalie, can save everything, always off his line, so almost plays as sort of a sweeper half the time, and he's just a great goalie to watch. So I do enjoy watching him play. Okay, next up from Sydney Luis says, on the form Chelsea are on, do you think they can go the full season in the Premier League undefeated? That's a tough one, but, you know, at the moment, yes. I mean, they are banging in the goals. They just destroyed Schalke midweek 5-0. And, you know, I think that they may have a spell where they're going to have some trouble. If injuries do come into play and Costa's not there and Fabregas and a couple of, you know, Hazard, yeah, they may drop some points. But they, you know, they may go undefeated. Yes, they're going to get some draws here and there. But whether they'll lose, we'll have to see. I mean, Manchester United are playing a little bit better. Manchester City, without Aguero, they wouldn't be anywhere right now. Liverpool are having a bit of a nightmare. Arsenal play well one week, disappointing the other. So I think they could go undefeated. But, I mean, it's going to be tough for them. But they definitely could do it. Next up from Mr. Onky100. It says, hi TTB, what is your camera settings in PES 2015? Greeting from Indonesia, or greetings from Orlando, Florida. I think my camera settings are, I mean, I'm sure I've put them out there somewhere at some point, but I always put zoom, I mean, I put it on custom camera. It's pretty much wide, but zoomed out a little bit more. I think on wide it's on zoom 1, but what I do is I put that down to 0. And then maybe I adjust the height, make it a little bit higher as well. So, I mean, I know it's 0 for the zoom, and then it's probably 8 for the other 2. So I'm going to go for that. Probably around there, but it's very similar to wide, if that helps. Okay, next up from No Name. Brilliant. Great name. Says, what should I buy, PS4 or Xbox One? I like Xbox more, but I want to see what you think about it. Well, you're not going to like my answer, because I would say PlayStation 4. I've never bought an Xbox. I never will. Always liked PlayStation. You know, mainly because in the back of the day it was free. We didn't have to pay for online. Yeah, I know the online service wasn't as good as Xbox Live. But PlayStation for me just has everything. Especially this year, the PS4 is a little bit more powerful than the Xbox One. You're not really going to notice that much of a difference. You know, it runs off DDR5 RAM instead of, I think Xbox has DDR3. So, you know, a little bit quicker. But ultimately, it's up to you. I mean, if you prefer Xbox, then go for the Xbox. If you prefer the PlayStation, go for the PlayStation. They're about the same price now. Xbox has got rid of that stupid include the Kinect with it, which was just stupid. If you don't want to Kinect, you shouldn't have to be forced to buy one. PlayStation did the right thing. They said, look, it's $3.99, no camera involved, no added accessories. You get what you pay for. Simple as that. So I would say PS4 personally, but I love the PlayStation, always have. But if you like the Xbox, you know, go for the Xbox because there's good games on either one. Okay, next up from Macca Rose says, how do you think the inability to add option files to PES 2015 on the PS4 will impact the game? Of course, it doesn't affect gameplay, but it still adds the sense of realism. Seems as if Sony has dropped the ball in terms of allowing users to transfer files. Yes, they definitely have dropped the ball. They've been disappointing, really. I mean, you've had a lot of time to add the ability to add option files, which, if you can do it on PlayStation 3, why can't we do it on PlayStation 4? I mean, PlayStation 4 is leaps and bounds better than its predecessor, and there shouldn't be a problem. So, of course, now we've got to play with the badges looking horribly wrong, the kits looking horribly wrong, and it's a shame. And like you said, it doesn't affect the gameplay, but when it comes to realism, I mean, you get a lot of people coming in my videos and other PES videos saying, what is this, you know, crap, because the emblems aren't even right. And, you know, they don't look at the gameplay. They couldn't care less about the gameplay. They're just there to bash it because it hasn't got the licenses. So Sony should have done something about it. They didn't. They've not let us have the ability to add extra stuff in. And, you know, they have to do it for next year. If they don't do it for next year, it's just unacceptable. And if they don't, then Konami have to actually make a proper editor, a proper stadium editor, a proper kit editor with unlimited layers, which they should be able to do. If you can create a custom wrestler on WWE with, you know, an unbelievable amount of layers, there's no reason why you can't do that for kits. So, either way, someone's got to pull their finger out for next year. Next up from Jay Asova says, hey TTB, huge fan of your videos. Thank you very much. Oh, it's gone portrait. Just a question. When? Sorry, I'm on the wrong one here. Hey TTP, huge fan of your videos. I was wondering if you ever heard of FC United of Manchester, and what do you think of the club? No, I can't say I've ever heard of FC United of Manchester. You have to leave a comment as to who that is. I mean, maybe I'll Google it later, but sorry, I can't help you on that one. Alright, next up from Chia Barbie says, hi TTB, enjoying your videos. Just a question, when you get older and older, will you be still putting up videos for people to watch? Hope you will be putting them for life. Thank you. Yes, I don't think I could ever stop. I mean, I love doing YouTube. I enjoy putting out the videos, the content. It's hard work, let me tell you this much. Especially when PES 2015 came out, you know, last week, couple of weeks ago. It was like a full-time job. I was editing all the time, playing all the time, commentating all the time. So yeah, it's hard work. And when I eventually get a job, because I'm graduating for college, hopefully, in about 2 weeks now. When I get a job, then obviously I'm not going to have as much time. So, you know, I'm probably not going to be putting out a video every day. But the weekends I will have a lot more free time. So what I'll do is just record all my content on the weekends. And then I can spread them out throughout the week. So, fingers crossed I'll still have some time, but ultimately, yes, I would love to keep making videos. Okay, next up from Johnny Sins. Says, hey TTP, keep up the good work. Your channel, the main reason I check... Keeps going portrait or landscape here. The main reason I check my YouTube feed every day. Well, good stuff. Can you do an AFC Champions League campaign at some point, or at least a game, possibly with the team Fulad? Thanks. Maybe I'll do a match of that. I'm not, you know, I don't know about a Champions League or an AFC Champions League playthrough. I don't know how many people are going to watch that. You've got to remember, guys, I've got to put content out that people are going to watch. I've seen a lot of drops in my FIFA videos. I mean, the difference between me putting a FIFA video out and a PES video, there's like thousands upon thousands of difference in views because, I don't know, people don't watch FIFA anymore, I guess, or especially not on my channel. There's more PES-related people, so maybe I'll do a game of it in the future. But I don't think I'll have enough time to really make a playthrough and also do Master League and Champions League at the same time. Alright, next up from Will Francis. Hey TTB, would you say Konami have listened to the fans this year with gameplay, etc.? Also, do you think the graphics are below par for today's standards, such as grass, crowds, and replays, not faces, and keep up the good commentary work? Yeah, I think they have listened, there's no doubt about that. I think they had to listen because they were going in the complete wrong direction. Last year's game was a joke. I've said that numerous times. It was very scripted. There was no way to score. You know, I'm not going to go on about it. I've said this enough times. But yeah, they did listen finally, which they had to do. And we've got a decent game this year. There's still some niggles. There's still some problems. I'm finding that still a lot of the teams are playing like Barcelona. Even players like Derby County and teams from the Championship, they're still keeping the ball like they're Barcelona, which, you know, it's not realistic at all when you can't get the ball off them. And that's more like a FIFA kind of issue, so they sort of need to fix that a little bit. And graphically, it's okay, and it's not as good as FIFA graphically. In fact, it's no way near the same when it comes to graphically with FIFA, because FIFA's player models are okay. I mean, player models, I'm talking about like their actual body type. They look way too big and muscular. PES's player models are alright, but they're still a little bit plasticky for my like. They need to have a little bit more of a realistic skin tone and don't look so much like plastic dolls, should I say. The crowd is alright. I mean, it could be better. The grass texture still, for me, isn't quite enough. There's not enough variety. You know, we need to have different stadiums with different textures. This is the difference with playing on PC, the fact that you can get new modes and you can add different grass textures. So, on the PlayStation 4, every single turf is the same. We want to have one more greener than the other and one maybe more messed up than the other. So, yeah, the graphics are alright, but I think they could be improved a lot more for the kind of situation we're in. Next year, I need to see a big leap, because this year was the first time it was on PS4. That's fine. But next year, they've had a whole year to work on it. Let's bang those graphics up and get them really up and about. Okay, next one is from VidSoik. Nice bit of customization here for you guys to check out. This was actually Franklin's car. Now, he is black, so I went for kind of a ghetto look. You'll see in just a second. So yeah, from VidSoik, you didn't score much on PES 2015 or in any goals on PES 2015 so far. Do you think that AI's defending is tougher than last year? Yes, I would say they are tougher than last year, but I don't think that was very hard. But it's also the fact that it is a new game. It's going to take me a little bit of time before I do adjust. And then once I do, you know, it's going to be back to banging the goals in. But it is a better game than last year. It is a harder game than last year. There still is some niggles, as I said, with, you know, sometimes they keep the ball too good with the lower teams. But, yeah, the AI is a lot better. I mean, a lot better than it ever has been. And that's always good. Okay, next up from Ollie1300. He says, will you be doing a European qualifiers series? Also, will you possibly do this with subscribers? That's interesting. That is interesting. I haven't actually thought about that, a European qualifiers series. Maybe in the future, nearer the time. Obviously, the Euros are, what, 2 years away now, a year and a half away, so that's quite a big time. But, you know, maybe in the future it's always something else we can add. Alright, next up from Carl Dugan. Says, can you give me an ad on PS4? Love your work, keep it up. Degano7. Well, you can add me if you want. My name's, or my PSN, Ricky Rick, RICKYRICC. So, yeah, add me up. I get a lot of friend requests, and, you know, it's kind of hard to play with you guys at times, because most of the times, the only time I'm on PES is when I'm recording, so I don't have much time to sit down and unfortunately play with you guys. Alright, next up from Moy Joseph. Says, hi, the true Brits. I love your work. Keep it up. Thank you very much. So since you are a Man United fan, do you think they're going to make the Champions League from Virginia? Yes, I think they can make the Champions League. I think Chelsea have pretty much sealed it up already. It's going to be tough for anyone to catch them. You know, Man United are lying in 4th. Acceptable at this stage in the season. They haven't been great. Won their first away game against Arsenal, so that's going to give them a big boost. But I think they have a big chance this year of making the Champions League. But they have to make the Champions League. It's not a case of if they will, they have to. Simple as that. They've got a lot of big players. If they don't get Champions League football next year, a lot of them could be leaving. So, yeah, I think that's pretty much what's got to happen. They've got to finish 4th. Anyway, that's it all for today, guys. A nice little beating up here as we finish the video. Please do submit some more questions, officialtruebrits.com. We'll be back shortly with some more for Q&A Sunday. Have a great week, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.